he is. Hey, you! Bless me.
I bless you in the name of Innos. May the Lord's fire burn in your heart and give you the strength to act according to his justice. May Innos watch over you always.
Hey you. Hey you. Ever been to the monastery?
Maybe. Why?
Are they still taking on people? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. Since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Khorinis is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
I can hardly believe it. Are you really a paladin now?
Obviously.
If someone like you is with the paladins, then Beliar's thugs had better watch out. If you did in the sleeper, that handful of orcs shouldn't be a problem.
This is not only about the orcs.
I know, but it's still good to have you on our side.
Oh well.
What are you doing here in the monastery? Let me guess. You want to be instructed in the art of magic.
Perhaps.
I knew it. Best to talk to Marduk. He's responsible for you paladins. You'll find him in front of the chapel.
I need to get into the monastery. It's urgent.
Yes, sure. Here's the key.
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garan's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was happening on the farm. After the grub they serve in the dungeon, he's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries' provisions to a real test. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that. But I suspect he's in the city. You know him. Always there when there's something to be had.
Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
I see that you have decided to fight on our side. I am glad. We can use every man.
Gonna change that.
You should go speak directly to Marduk. He is responsible for you paladins.
You should have known better.
I want to increase my magic powers.
Can't go on like this forever.
Where can I find...
The path of virtue is long and rocky.
You better watch out who you tell that to.
Have you got anything else for me?
Ja, den Schlüssel zur Bibliothek. Dort findest du die Brüder Karas und QuiLliXs.
If you like, you can speak with them there.
I've got no time for things like that.
May Innos protect you.
I always act in the name of Innos.
How are the sheep?
How do you think they are? They stand around and munch grass. I'd rather know what's happening outside. The magicians seem to be very nervous.
Strangers in black robes roam the countryside.
What do you mean? What sort of strangers?
Nobody knows where they've come from. They wear long black robes and they cover their faces. They seem to be some kind of magician. At least they're capable of magic.
That sounds very disturbing, but I'm sure that the High Council will solve this problem.
There are dragons in the Valley of Mines. They are besieging the royal troops together with the army of orcs.
Dragons? I always thought they only existed in horror stories.
They're there, believe me.
But the King's Paladins will deal with them, won't they?
We'll see.
Those are all just rumors.
I used to say that myself.
Welcome, my son. Since when are you one of the Paladins?
Only for a short time.
Then I bid you welcome. In this battle, we need every man who has the courage to oppose evil. The fate of us all lies in the hands of men like you. May Innos ever give you the courage you need.
As if I don't have enough problems.
What's your job here?
I prepare the Paladins for their fight against evil.
That's just what
What
I said.
is evil?
Evil is everywhere. It is the power of Beliar, the eternal adversary of Innos. It is the all-encompassing blackness which seems to blot out the light of Innos forever. Beliar is the lord of darkness, of hate, and of destruction. Only those among us in whose hearts burns the holy fire of Innos will bear the radiant light of Innos into the world and banish the darkness.
Who told you that?
But there are only magicians and novices living in the monastery.
That is correct, in contrast to our community which honors the word of Innos. The Paladins honor the great deeds of our Lord above all else. We are the representatives of Innos, but the Paladins are his warriors, who go into battle in his name and increase his glory.
Is there anything you can teach me?
I am an expert in the magic of ice and the magic of thunder. I can teach you their power. However, I only instruct magicians.
Any news?
The enemy has apparently already entered the city.
What do you mean?
One of the Paladins, Lothar, was murdered in the street. In broad daylight, it has gone too far, but I fear that is only the beginning.
What's gonna happen now?
A murder, moreover, of a Paladin is without doubt one of the worst crimes there is. The murderer will undoubtedly be sentenced to death.
Bennett is innocent. The witness lied.
How do you know that?
I have found proof.
Sometimes I think that treason and greed are our greatest enemies.
That will never change.
For Innos, brother. If you have come to learn something about the consecration of the sword, then ask Marduk. May Innos.
Hey,
Do you really think?
Oh, and he...
As if I don't have enough problems.
What's the consecration of the sword?
The consecration of the sword is one of the paladin's most sacred rituals. During this ceremony, the holy power of Innos flows through the blade of the paladin's sword and gives the sword undreamed of powers. A sword so consecrated is a paladin's most valuable possession and will accompany him his whole life long.
What do you mean by that?
When Innos had to leave our world, he left humankind a part of his divine power. Only a few of us humans are allowed to use his power and to oversee justice in his name.
And what do you want to bring closer to me?
I can set you on the right path to recognize the essence of Innos and follow him.
Could have told you that.
Maybe later.
You are heartily welcome here anytime.
Believe me.
You better watch out.
I want to consecrate my sword.
If you are determined to take this step, you will first need a blade of tempered ore. With this, you should then retreat to the chapel and pray. During the prayer, and after a reasonable donation to our Lord Innos, you should ask Innos for his grace and guidance in the battle against evil. If Innos is well disposed towards you, your sword will be consecrated to our Lord from that moment on.
Sorry for the poor guy.
Where can I get a magic blade?
Try in the city with Herod, the smith. He provides the paladins with specially tempered blades while they are on the island.
That's no secret.
What kind of a donation?
Now, in view of the grace that is granted to you, a sum of 5,000 gold pieces is more than suitable. Of course, you are allowed to give more.
Tell me that isn't true.
I always acted. You should have known better.
Hey!
The honorable warriors of Innos rarely stray into these rooms. What can I do for you?
Show me your wares. What exactly is your job?
It is my responsibility to train mages in the art of spherical manifestation.
What does that mean?
Well, I teach them how to summon creatures or beings from other states or spheres. This is usually called summoning, although this expression alone is insufficient for the art of calling a servant. Furthermore, I own some interesting spell scrolls which QuiLliXs does not have.
How are your studies coming along?
The enemy has many faces. Which of them presents the greatest danger for the monastery is awfully difficult to determine.
Innos deals out fair punishment.
Hey, you!
I am Master Highglass, guardian of the fire and keeper of the knowledge.
What are you studying, Master?
My research focuses on fire, the power of Innos. It is his gift and at the same time a mighty weapon, and I create runes which contain his power.
Any news?
Yes. Well, you've probably noticed those black-robed figures.
I've met them.
This brings us to the core of the matter. At the moment, we're observing a very rare constellation of stars. To be more exact, the sign of the ox currently stands in direct correlation with the sign of the warrior. I suppose you know what that means.
Well, to be honest...
Yes, I see. Well, I cannot explain the entire background to you now, but it definitely signifies a great change, and I do not like change. Therefore, I want you to get me a book from town. It's called The Divine Power of the Stars. You may have to rummage around for it a bit, but I'm sure you'll find it.
I'll see whether I can find it.
That's good. It frees up my time so I can follow some other trails as well, but don't take too much time. Time, I'm afraid, is what we have the least of.
Found anything out yet?
No, I'm still waiting for that book.
Sooner or later.
So it says.
Lord, believe me.
Those are all just.
It's no secret. I used to say that myself.
That'll only cause more trouble. Who told you that? Who told you that?
It had to happen sooner or later.
I never would have.
What can I do for you?
Have you got anything interesting for me?
No.
No one must violate the divine.
What are you planting here?
We're trying to grow healing plants that Master Neoras can use to brew potions.
So, how's it going?
Oh, thank you for your concern, Sir Paladin. I enjoy the work, and I am certain to be selected as a magician soon.
Hey, you!
Anything's possible.
How's it going?
I thank Innos that I can be here in the monastery.
Can I be of assistance to you?
What's your task here?
My tasks are many and varied. Not only am I the steward, but I am also the treasurer. Moreover, I supervise the wine cellar, and I'm in control of the monastery's food supplies. So, if there's anything you need, you can always come to me and get it. For a modest contribution, that is.
I need a few things. What are you doing here?
I must not speak with you. It's not looked on with favor if we talk to strangers.
Are you satisfied with your task?
It's all right, but I need to get back to work. Otherwise, I'll never get finished today. I don't want to work half the night again in order to finish my obligation and stay out of trouble.
That doesn't sound terribly happy.
Well, I mean, everything is just fine, really. Only, I don't want to complain.
Oh, come on, you can tell me.
And you really won't tell the magicians?
Do I look like I would?
All right. I have a problem with one of the novices. He's got a hold over me.
Come on, spit it out then.
Igaraz, that's the novice, found some of my private papers. He threatened to give them to the magicians if I don't do what he says.
What kind of documents are those?
That's nobody's business. It's entirely my affair.
Come on, tell me.
They are entirely normal documents. Nothing special.
I won't ask any further. What are you supposed to do for him?
I don't want to talk about it. In any case, it isn't pleasing to Innos. I don't want to think what would happen if it came out.
Maybe I can help you.
You would do that?
Well, that depends, of course.
Naturally, I'd pay you for that.
How much?
Of course, I don't have much money, but I could give you a spell scroll. I have a healing spell.
I'll see what I can do.
Honestly, it just has to work. It has to. So, you only need to find out where Igaraz keeps the stuff. Then you swipe it from him, and everything will be just fine.
Relax. You just continue for now. I'll see to the rest. I'll never get this open without the right key.
So it says in the script.
Hey, you! We need to talk about Babo.
Yes? What's wrong?
You've got something which belongs to Babo.
What might that be?
A few papers. Babo would like them back.
He would, wouldn't he? I can imagine. Unfortunately, I prefer to keep them, which brings us to a bit of a dilemma.
Where have you got the papers?
Well, of course I don't have them on me. I'm afraid I can't help you further.
Where are they?
I have them safely locked up, and you will never get the key from me.
What was Babo supposed to do for you?
If I had known the baby would do it in his pants over a few swamp weeds, then I would have seen to it that someone else took care of the monastery garden.
He's supposed to grow swamp weed?
Of course. Since none of that stuff comes out from behind the barrier anymore, the price in the city has tripled. It could have been a good bargain for everyone involved. But Babo didn't want to play along.
You should have known better.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
That's totally obvious. Do you really think?
Same thing all over again.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Hey, what's up?
So it says in the scriptures.
I'm staying out of
Could have told you that before.
it. Been there, done
So it says in the scriptures.
that. I couldn't care less.
You can't go on like this forever.
Been there, done that.
Do you really think?
I'm staying out of it.
I've got your documents.
Really? Oh, thanks. You've saved me. I don't know how to thank you.
Yeah, just calm down.
Are they really mine? Are you sure? Show me.
Here they are.
Yes, they're complete. Did you look at them?
Does that make a difference?
No, just as long as I have them back. Whew, now I hope I can rest easy again.
Are you
It's all right, but I need to get back to work. Otherwise, I don't...
Hey, you!
What? What's wrong? Why are you bothering me? Can't you see I'm in the middle of an extremely complicated experiment?
I didn't mean to disturb you.
You already have. Well, what do you want?
Can I learn from you?
I shall instruct you in the secrets of alchemy.
Could you brew me a potion?
Do you doubt my abilities? I can brew any potion.
Fine.
Not so fast. Naturally, you must bring me the ingredients and pay a small fee for expenses, as well as for the materials.
How much do you ask?
For the brewing itself, I charge 10 gold pieces.
That'll only cause more trouble.
It had to happen sooner or later.
You are not permitted to go further. Turn back.
Inos deals out fair punishment.
So it says in the scriptures.
What room is this?
This is where they keep the holy relics of the monastery.
What relics?
Here rests the Hammer of Inos, along with the Shield of Fire. These are the most important relics of Church of Inos, outside the capital of the realm.
Tell me about the shield.
The Shield of Fire was borne by Dominique in the battle on the Southern Isles. But the power of the shield is never to be wielded again. Therefore, we have nailed it to the wall.
Tell me about the hammer.
This is the sacred hammer of Inos. With this hammer, Saint Robar slew the stone sentinel. The holy scriptures say that the stone sentinel was invulnerable. He stood in battle like a tower, and the weapons of his enemies were smashed on his skin of stone. With the name of Inos on his lips, Robar hurled himself at the monster and crushed it with one mighty blow of his hammer.
Ask me that.
That was no big deal.
No one must violate the divine order.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
That's nothing new.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Things I could tell you.
May Inos...
You already know what I think.
Inos deals out fair punishment.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Dismissed. You know what you have to do.
Any news?
Not at the moment. Go and complete your tasks. You still have much to do.
I think I'm possessed. Can you heal me?
Not without a token of your respect for this monastery, my son. 300 gold coins.
That's too much. I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milton. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance or we shall all be doomed.
I have come to take the Eye of Innos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Innos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Innos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who did this?
Evil is cunning and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro. The enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach.
One more thing. Some of the roadside shrines dedicated to Innos have been desecrated by the enemy. They have lost their magical consecration.
I see. And now?
It is up to you to purify these shrines so that the situation does not escalate. Take this holy water and trickle it on the base of the shrine. With the holy words of purification, the shrine will regain its old power. QuiLliXs can sell you a map on which our shrines are marked. Now, go and perform your tasks.
Is there any...
Dismissed.
What about a little blessing? I could surely use it.
May Innos stand between you and harm on all the unholy paths you will have to walk.
Hey!
May Innos...
Only Innos decides what's right or wrong.
Hey! Hey! Do you know where Pedro is?
Do you think I'd be standing around here if I knew where the renegade was hiding? He must pay for his deeds. I hope we manage to get the eye back. You have to help us. Find him and bring back the Eye of Innos.
I've got no time for things like that.
That's just what I said.
Hey!
Nobody wants to know.
Hey,